Hmm. Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is Travel Thursday, so we have a special guest tonight. I haven't had a guest in a while, so I'm super excited to have Tai on. So I hope we have some viewers come on tonight. I'm a little bit later than what I normally would come on, but here we are. So I'm going to allow Tai to introduce herself. Tai, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are? Or no, I was going to say we can wait for a couple people to come on, but I see people are starting to come on. So go ahead and tell us.
My page
Uh,
too.
yeah, give me 1 second. I'm about to put it on there as well right now. Let's see. While I'm trying to figure that out, go ahead and tell us who you are. And then we can talk about how we met. How do we even know each other? So go ahead and tell us who you are, Ty.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Ty Travels. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York, and I have been to almost 50 different countries across 5 continents. And some of you may know me from my travels with my son, but now some of you may know me for other reasons. So I'm sure that's what you guys are here for today.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Ty, how did we meet or where did we meet at? Because I feel like we can talk about one of your stories because I kind of know about one of them because we were in the same place at the same time. Like Angel Fisher said, oh wow, I'm from Queens too. So shout out to Queens, New York, right about now. Anybody from LA? I'm from LA, so we'll shout out LA, but we'll shout out Queens too. So Ty, tell us, how do we actually meet?
I definitely on either Girls Love Travel or Black Travel Movement. And I don't know what picture it was anymore, but I was like, Butte? He was like, Butte. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, doesn't know. I was like, oh, like if Cardi B said you was cute, like Butte.
That tells you that I know nothing at all about this new pop slang. So that's hilarious.
But I thought you thought that I was like insulting you or something. I was like, oh my God, you totally took it the wrong way. So,
Knowing me, I probably did take it the wrong way. I feel bad about that because somebody said something to me with the whole Chris Brown thing, and I felt so bad because I insulted her, and it was just my bad. I just didn't understand what she was saying, so I apologize to anybody when y'all use slang and I don't understand it. So my apologies, Ty, but keep going.
yeah, so I
I'm
I
trying to share it on your page now. Go ahead, keep going, keep
I
talking. I'm trying to share it on
that
your page. I'm sorry.
introduction to each other. So from that post, I started following you, and I guess the rest is history.
Right. Okay, so let's get straight into this. We want to talk about, you are going viral right now, okay? And you're going viral for, I don't know, if as I'm reading the posts, the comments are all over the place. So
Yeah.
tell us why you're going viral. And please, if you guys have questions or anything like that, please go ahead and type them in the comments and we will answer your questions or shout you out as we go along. But Ty, tell us why you're going viral right now.
Well, it was Valentine's Day, and I was feeling, I was feeling funny. So that was my mood when I woke up on Valentine's Day. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a Valentine's Day post tagging all of my foreign joints. Now, it started as just a thought, even the word foreign joints. like so it was actually a recycled post. I posted it last year and it was going viral last year, but I was not ready for the big viral time, so I took it down before it blew up. So this time I was a little more comfortable being a international heathen public. So I decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna post it again. But I definitely did not expect to go that viral.
So I was looking at your post. You're up to about 45,000 shares at this point. Did you know that?
Yeah, but that's on that other girl's post who like really stole my post, and she said I'm bad news.
So are you bad news or are you good news? Because again, I'm seeing people like, yeah, go
No,
girl, do your
I,
thing.
I don't blame her for calling me bad news. If I woke up in her country and still will find this man in 5 minutes, I damn sure am fucking bad news.
Okay, so which story do you want to talk about first? We got to hear some of the stories. So what do you want to talk about first?
Okay, how about you go ahead and you tell me which one was your favorite one?
Okay, so Ty is in Facebook jail right now, so I would have to go to her page. It's only I can share it from your page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Angel Fish, I'm gonna have to find the post and share it for you. And Ty, this is the worst time to be in Facebook jail right now. Okay, you're going viral. You can't even comment on people's stuff. I was wondering where you were.
Oh my.
Um, Okay, so let's talk about. Oh my God, let me bring the post up because there is one guy that people are really, really loving. And this is one of my thick brothers from was it from Togo? Was that where
Yeah.
he's from? Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about him because I'm seeing a lot of people are loving that post. So let's talk about that one first.
Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to talk about that one.
Oh no. Well,
So,
okay. Okay, can I ask why we can't talk about it or we can't even ask
um,
about that?
Steve is not liking this public attention right now.
Okay, well Ty, let's talk about that right now. How are the guys reacting to the post?
Well, only Steve was the one who told me to take his photo down. And I told him I definitely would. But then when I looked online, the post was already stolen and more viral than mine. So I had to let him know, like, hey, it makes no sense to take it down. Somebody already stole it. Like, it's out there. It's too late.
Oh, so you can't even take it down.
Even if I took it down, it's still out there from the other person who screenshotted my post and shared it.
Oh, because there's so many oh wait, I'm missing all the posts. Okay, so there's so many. Okay, so Cherie said hey, Adele said hey, Sandra said hey, booze. Laura said foreign joints. Laura said Cuba, and Latoya said all my fave. I didn't realize we have this many comments on here yet. Okay, yeah. So keep the questions coming in. Hey to everybody out there. So we're talking with Ty. She's the Confessions of a Globetrotter. Globetrotter. She posted this mess. How many men was
But
Ty?
Confessions of a Globe Thotter.
Thought or not even trying. That is hilarious, hilarious. Okay, my bad. Let me get her title correct, y'all. Okay, so we're talking and I'm asking her how are the men reacting to this. So apparently some of them are not cool with the attention and some of them are cool with it, right?
All right. So now Steve, he's a great guy. He took great care of me, and I'm sorry his job called him, and the thing is going viral in Togo, and he's not liking it. So sorry, Steve. So out of respect for Steve, I'm not even going to talk about him. But
Okay, so we can't talk about Steve then. Okay, so we'll have to move on. So
one,
somebody
wait,
go
go ahead.
ahead. Oh
You
no,
said
somebody said, so is Steve really funding these? Because I need a Steve. Steve is not the one from, or is there two Steves?
wait. What did she say?
Somebody says, so is Steve really funding these? Because I need a Steve. Is Steve the same one that you said that was funding, or Steve is a different? Maybe she has the name wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Steve is the one with the Oreos. He had Oreos and Patron at his house in Togo. He had a huge house in Togo, and
Okay, no, yeah, no, that I was talking. Yeah, I know. I think she got the name wrong. But Laura said talk about the Cuban guy. And then somebody said, so the girl who called you bad news, she still has it up. So yeah, I was asking Ty who is that lady. Apparently Ty doesn't know who the lady is, so she's still a mystery. So people are good detectives on Facebook. So if you guys find out who she is, please let Ty know because she has no
it's
clue who this
sharing.
lady is.
Yeah, she's just sharing, and it's her right. and to have the opinion that I am bad news. And if I was her, I would feel like, hey, shit, I'm bad news too. So, like I said.
Okay, so somebody said they wanted to talk about the Cuba guy. So let's go ahead and switch to the Cuban guy. Actually, there was two Cuban guys, right?
Yeah, there were two Cuban guys. And
Okay.
the first one, I met him at the Wi-Fi park. This is not the one that stole my money. I'm going to get to that one, guys. Calm down. So, the first one in Cuba, I met him at the Wi-Fi park, and I don't know, he helped me connect my Wi-Fi, and I went to the Wi-Fi park every single day, to keep in contact with you guys, and we just started becoming friends and hanging out sometimes, and it was comforting to have somebody that I can be friends with.
And
So
randomly, Ty, let me stop you real quick. If you guys don't know about Cuba, there's not like, oh, I can go to McDonald's and get a Wi-Fi. I can go to Starbucks and get a Wi-Fi. Like, you literally have to buy a Wi-Fi card. So everybody, when they go to Cuba, just know that you'll be disconnected. So when Ty's talking about a Wi-Fi park, she's literally talking about a park where there's Wi-Fi.
yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, Cuba has. I love Cuba, but Cuba is not technologically advanced as of right now. So that's what the Wi-Fi park is. Okay, keep going.
So yeah, we just bonded, and I lived like on the fifth or sixth floor of my apartment building, no elevator in the summer hot Cuban heat, and it was great having help with somebody like bringing the stroller up the stairs for me, because Titan was still very, very small, so it was good having that help. He was great, and I didn't realize what I
Oh,
had.
and wait, Ty, if they don't know, Ty has a son. How old is he? 3? Is he 3
Yeah.
now?
Hmm.
So she has a son that's 3 years old. She recently wrote a book, Titan in the School. I can't wait. Okay, tell me the title. What is it?
It's Titan and the World Schooler.
It's called Titan and the World Schooler. So if you guys want that book, definitely check it out. That's a shameless plug right there. But anyway, so he was assisting you going up the stairs because you had your son and different things like that. And she mentioned the heat in Cuba. Like, literally, y'all, Cuba is like hot as fish grease. They say black people don't burn. I definitely got a sunburn while I was in Cuba. Random, but keep going, time.
So I didn't appreciate the friendship and the things that he was like doing for me. So like I said, I kind of regarded him more as a friend who I was starting to get romantically interested in. But it was nothing really serious, but I can tell he was putting on the charm to make sure that I knew that he was trying to get serious.
And Cubans, yes, Cubans are going to put on the charm. They're going to tell you you're beautiful. They're going to tell you all types of things. So if you guys go to Cuba as a woman, kind of low key be prepared because they are definitely going to hit on you. And when somebody had told me before, I was like, okay, whatever. But no, it's really true. So you may come back with a Cuban boo as well.
Right. And just a quick warning, how many people are watching right now?
I think we have about 10 people on here right now.
All right, so there's a term called jinatero, and that translates to jockey in English. And basically, what it means is if you're a jinatero in Havana, Cuba, you're just like a jockey who's riding on the backs of the tourists. So you're living off the tourists, and every time a new single woman tourist comes to town, you woo her, she falls in love with you, then she goes back to her country, whether it be Europe or America or Australia, wherever they came from. And, then they start getting money from them, basically living off of the romantic connections that they make from the tourist.
Interesting. Didn't know that was a term. Okay.
So I encountered a hinatero at the park. and
But you didn't know it at the time. Did you know?
to me, everybody is one. So
Okay.
I didn't care. Like, you're in Cuba, you're probably trying to seduce me for a green card. I mean, no offense. I just think that about every country and every guy that hits on me abroad. So every single day at the park for for weeks, he would be playing with Titan. Like with Titan and the other kids, whether they were playing like football, soccer, like kicking the ball around, and he played with Titan a lot. So obviously he was scouting me and used Titan to get to me. So one day he was playing with Titan at the park, and Titan was getting sleepy, so I put Titan in the stroller. And on my way home, his stroller randomly broke, and I lived kind of far, like, and you got to push the stroller on the cobblestones, and I lived maybe a good 10-minute walk from the park. So the guy, he felt bad for me because he saw me struggling. He was like, "Hey, listen, you carry the stroller, I'll carry the baby. Let me walk with you." I'm like, "Okay, we could do that." So he walks me home, and I'll see you tomorrow. And the next day, obviously from that point forward, every day he wanted to walk me home. So we just got close from there. Like, I started cooking for him, and he was cuter than the other guy. So I kind of like, I had to move to a new apartment. So when I moved to the new apartment, I pretty much cut off the other guy. So I just disappeared, and he didn't know where to find me. But he knows I'm still in town, and now people are telling him, like, the rumors in town are like, "Oh, she got a new man." So
So Cuba is that small to where people know who you're dating and who you're not.
I
So at
mean,
this point,
this is me. I'm real social. So, like, that whole town knew who I was.
okay. So basically, if you're just joining us, Ty is telling us about there's two Cuban guys involved. So apparently she has cut off the first guy for the more cuter guy. But the cuter guy is the, how do you say it? The kin.
He was the fall from grace, like in the movie.
Okay, did you guys see that? It was a Tyler Perry movie, Fall from Grace, like a hot mess. Okay, so basically we're at that part. So you said that he scammed you. So he basically got through your, well, I didn't say your heart because I'm not gonna say you were in love, but basically he got through you through Titan, which is always you're gonna be like blushing over somebody that's gonna help you out with your child. But come to find out, he's the scammer. So how did he end up scamming you? And somebody said that they would prefer to have a dual citizenship in Cuba. So I guess maybe somebody would be down for the green card. I don't know. But yeah, tell us, how did he end up scamming you?
Let me drink.
And he was cute, by the way. He had a little, what they call it? What's the thing at the top of their head?
Little red bun thing.
Yeah, a man bun. There you go. Okay. Anyway, so how did he steal your money? Like, how did he even get that close to you to steal your money?
I'm so embarrassed to say.
Okay, you're confessing, so go ahead. There's nothing to be.
I'm like,
go ahead and say it.
Should I save this for the book, being that I know this one that
They'll still buy the book, but they like the live interactions too. So go ahead and tell
at you. You're making me spill
it.
Okay, well, okay. Basically, I fell asleep, and he went in my purse. I had $20 in there, and he took my $20. But the thing about the $20 is I had $20 left for like the whole week. So it's like, I not to say I needed the money, because like I had groceries. It was just like, every day I'm going to the park, I might want to get some ice cream, some water, some sodas. Just, that was like my spending money for the week. So when I wake up and he's not there, I'm just like, okay, whatever, weird. So I go to my purse for, I don't even remember why I went to my purse, but I noticed my money was missing. Call him, no answer. Called his best friend, like, yo, because his best friend is a tour guide, which I kind of know him through. Even though he was playing with Titan at the park, I was a friend of his tour guide friend also. So I called his friend, like, hey, listen, bro, like, this is what your friend just did. Like, he stole my $20. Like, and he was so embarrassed and ashamed that his friend, like, would do something like that to me, or I guess to anybody, and get reported back to him. So he was like, hey, Ty, stay home. I'm going to come over there with him right now. Like, and I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I was like, no, I don't want this man in my house. Meet me at the park. I'll be at the park. So I met him at the park, and he gave me my $20. And then he tried to like come to the park every day and like still like think he could walk me home. But I cut that off, and then I went back to the first guy and like pled for forgiveness and told him I was so sorry and that I should have never left him and that it was a big mistake. And he took me back. So yeah, that was that.
Okay, so and let's go back to that $20. Let's talk about how important $20 could be in Cuba. Unfortunately, you have even like doctors and stuff. They say that the tour guides make more than like a doctor or somebody like that in Cuba. So $20 is actually a lot to people out there. And it was funny because we
Hey,
were
that's
hanging
$30 a month income. Like that's their national income is $30 a month.
Yeah, they when we were hanging out if anybody's been to Cuba, there's something called the Molly Con, okay? And it's like the water in the background and everybody's hanging out there. You have kids, you have couples. And so I was like, well, first of all, there was a lot of teenagers out there, and I'm like, where is their parents at one night we were out there? Because they seem all booed up. Okay, you know how you go to like, but back in the day, you used to go to like the skating ring and be booed up at that age. And so I was like, what the heck is going on out here? But we went later on that night. Now here I am on the Molly Con, and we're out hanging out with some guys out there. And so I was showing them some pictures from some of my travels, and I'm showing them like pictures of me with like tigers and elephants. And they were just like, oh, okay, they weren't too impressed. But they came past a picture with some shrimp, okay? Like just shrimp. And when I tell you they started like talking in Spanish, you could tell they were excited. And I was like, wait, what y'all saying? What's going on? And they were super excited to see shrimp because shrimp is something that they don't get a chance to see. I mean, they don't get a chance to eat all the time. Like that's something like very special where I can go to the store and buy like a pound of shrimp for like $5 or $10. So
Girl,
that just tells you.
like living in Cuba was a huge reality check. Mind you, I went to Cuba to live a stress-free life and to complete my children's book. I didn't even start it in Cuba. That's how stressed out I was. It's impossible. Like when you go to the supermarket, there's no chicken, there's no turkey, like there's no meat. So you got to get whatever is available. So if it's smoked salmon this week, then I guess the whole nation's eating smoked salmon this week. So you got to go with the trend of whatever is available. Because usually when I went there was a food shortage and there was
Yeah.
nothing available.
Yeah, and see so there's a difference between going and visiting as a tourist versus actually like living there. So Ty had a different experience where you talk about food shortage, and in America we don't know what food shortage is, right? That's just not a term that we use. So I was amazed that they were amazed at shrimp, but I was like, but I've been eating lobster while out here. I've been eating seafood, but that's because I'm at a certain restaurant as a tourist and those things are available, but they're not always available necessarily to the people that live there. So Sunny Williams said, I got scammed on the Molly Con. Okay, Sunny, you have to tell us more about that story. You can't just leave us hanging with that. So let us know what happened. And again, if you're just now joining us, we're with Tai, Confessions of a Globetrotter. So Tai gets scammed by this guy. She
Or
goes
not
back to
trotter,
the.
globe
Oh my
trotter.
God, it's Thotter. I'm sorry. So basically she goes back to the first guy, and I think it all ends well, Ty.
Say what? Yeah,
It all
the new relationship was short lived because I pretty much had to flee the country. And I was back in America within probably a week of us rekindling. So
Okay, so that's hilarious. Okay, so let's move on because you have so many stories. We're definitely not going to get to all 20 of your stories tonight, but we'll get to the ones that people are asking about. So somebody wanted to know about the Japanese guy because you said that you don't speak Japanese. He didn't speak English, so they want to know about that story because a lot of people was like, he's not the one. I don't think he should be for you, and you were like, no, that's my boo. He could be for me. So tell us, how do two people communicate that don't have the same language?
well, the major thing when you're traveling abroad, a lot of the times, I travel to like a lot of West African countries. It's not just like places with European languages where it might be easy to find like a translator. So a lot of the times I go by like pointing at things, making expressions with my face, making sounds like honk honk or beep beep, so they know like I'm talking about a car or whatever. So I just do a lot of gestures, a lot of expression and pointing, and what little of the language I know, I try to put it together. So now I'm just so interested to know like why the internet doesn't favor Yuki. Like what did he like? Is he too dorky? Is he too nerdy? Like, what is it about Yuki that is breaking the internet here?
I'm not really sure what their whole thing was, but I have to put stuff in context, I have an uncle who's black, and I have a aunt who's Hispanic. So this was like a long time ago where they got married, but they did not know the language. So she didn't know English, he didn't know Spanish. But I think I don't think you need much of how do you call it, a talking language to be able to to be able to be in love and to do certain things. And so they ended up getting married. They're not married anymore. But my uncle is now fluent in Spanish, and then my aunt is speaks English now. So I think in the beginning of things, you necessarily don't need to know the actual language to be in love with the person or to have a relationship, because back in the day they didn't even have like Google Translate. Like now you have like Google Translate, and like you said, pointing to stuff and all that type of stuff. I was in Burkina Faso, and that's in Africa, and they speak French. And so here I'm in a restaurant trying to order food, and I'm like pointing to stuff. It just wasn't working. I was trying to order like a burger, then they brought the fries without the burger, and then we just had like a whole bunch of complications. But finally the owner, who was, I think he wasn't from America, but he knew English, and he came back and helped us out. So hilarious when it comes to translation, but Google Translate is definitely your friend now. With technology, it's like super different now. So I'm not surprised that you guys were able to communicate despite the language barrier. So I'm not really sure why people don't like him or thought that he wasn't a good fit for you.
Yeah, I don't get it. He was not anybody that I had any kind of romantic experience with abroad, but he was somebody that did resonate in my heart, and he left an impression. And that's why I included him on the list, because I did have a genuinely good time with him all day. And how we met, since everybody's interested in Yuki, by the way, his name is not Yuki. I have no idea what his name is. And I made it up for
Oh, you made it up for the internet. And
yeah.
wait, that's okay. That's an important thing. Okay, so Sheree says, "I love it. I love that you're open to all, and I totally understand how one can communicate without knowing the language. I was just curious for Ty of how that worked." Okay, I hope you got your answer, Sheree. So yes, so some names I guess have been used differently to protect the innocent. But I think that's super important. Wait, because before we move on really quickly to Yoki, I want to read how Sunny got scammed at the MollyCon, because this is
Okay. Yes.
hilarious. So Sunny says, guy walked up to me, we were chatting, having a good time. He was like, I know this nice bar around the corner, come and walk with me. So I'm cool. I love hanging out with the locals when I travel. When I get there, they have drinks and food. Long story short, I had to pay for both of us, and I was short on cash due to cash conversion issue. I was a mark the whole time. That's funny. I haven't heard the word mark in a long time. But basically in Cuba, that's what they will do. They will be like, hey, walk with me to this place, and then you will end up paying for stuff. So you do have to be careful. There was one guy who tried to do the same thing for us, and I think we bought him a drink or something, but then he wanted more. So we was like, bye, like, we don't need you. Like, I like genuine connections, and you have to watch out for some of the guys, because some of the guys can have genuine connections, and then some of them not. So I'm actually not surprised that happened to you, Sunny. So yeah, just be careful when you go to
But wait,
Cuba.
hear it. How much did you got for, Sonny?
Okay, Sunny, let us know how much did you spend on the items that you bought. And what I was about to say, what you were about to say about the question, I think a lot of people want to know, Ty, is did you sleep with all of the guys that you posted about?
Come on, guys. I would be real busy if I slept with every single one of them. And that's a common misconception. Like, why, when is it because when every single person they date, they sleep with them? Is that why that's projected onto me? Because you got to keep in mind, I'm international and I'm alone. And of course, I'm going to meet people. So, not every interaction is going to be a romantic interaction, but every interaction has the potential to blossom into a romantic interaction. So,
Okay, well, I think that, Ty, that's important. I wanted to ask that question because the comments that I'm seeing in a lot of the posts are, is she using protection? She's a walking STD. She's a thought. I hope she's being careful. I hope she's wrapping it up. Like all these kind of things. And you know, you being my Facebook friend, I want to jump in and be like, well, I don't think that's true, but I have to ask you first. I have to before I jump in and be like,
Have a
she's
negative
not doing all this.
that
I have to ask you.
I talk about this on my page all the time, and the importance about speaking about your status and not just talking about it and accepting proof like, yeah, hey, I'm negative, actually seeing it. Like, so I'm an advocate for safe sex. I do not practice unsafe sex with anybody, not even my husband. I do not practice unsafe sex. I'm not on birth control. I'm not trying to get pregnant. I'm not trying to get pregnant abroad, and I'm not trying to bring back anything home. So I am
That would
clean.
be tight. That would be not hilarious. Okay, I'm laughing, but I just like you getting pregnant abroad. Now that would be now you would be the talk of the town if you got pregnant abroad. Okay, that is hilarious. So Anastasia said, "Yep, that's why they think that." Yeah, so I think a lot of people just assume that you are definitely sleeping with all of these men that you're talking about. So I guess that's the clear the air. Ty has stated that she is
Oh,
not
I
sleeping with everybody that she posted. I don't know if you have to put that disclaimer out there, but maybe you should have, or if you don't care about it.
not
But I definitely have seen
their
those
imagine.
comments.
I
Say
don't
it again.
mind people use their imaginations if they want to take the time out of their life to envision me having sex with Yuki or anybody on the list. Listen, I'm glad I gave you that mental material. Okay, enjoy it. And that's it. Like, you could think what you want. If I didn't say I've slept with them, that's up for you to decide in your own mind. You can create your own narrative, and that's okay. Like, what they call it with the alternative endings, like, you pick your own ending for the story, you know?
Sunny said this is Africa travel info out. I'm not sure what she means. Or maybe she's talking about your upcoming trip to Senegal. Did you talk about doing some type of group trip to Africa?
Yeah, so there are a few ladies that are booked with us that I guess are trying to live their best lives with me for real. So a couple of ladies are booked to go to Africa with me in May. And we'll be going to Senegal and the Gambia. And it's crazy because this whole time I've been talking about this trip, I've been mentioning sex tourism. So now I'm reading a lot of backlash online because people are thinking that maybe I'm exploiting sex trafficked victims, or just maybe that I'm in a really dark world where sex is just like so important to me. But I'm just the type of person that likes to watch a lot of documentaries, which is the reason why I end up in a lot of villages with these indigenous tribes. And I just want to place myself there instead of watching an old white man on TV doing it. So I go there. Wait, I'm high. What are we talking about?
Wait, because yeah, I did see a couple people talk about, oh, she said that she's into sex tourism. So
Sex
I
tour-
don't,
So
did
yeah,
you?
oh, she called the guy a Mandingo warrior. She's describing them like an older white woman in the 60s or 70s, and this and that. But like, the true story is, when I met my boyfriend, he told me he was a Mandingo warrior, and he always identifies himself as Mandinka and as a Mandingo warrior. When I met the Maasai warriors, they always identified as Marani or Maasai. So when I called them, oh, a Maasai warrior or a Mandingo warrior, or they didn't like the fact that I called the one in the Amazon jungle, they didn't like that I called him Jungle Bay or Tarzan or something like that. They also thought that I was being like I don't know the word, just like culturally inappropriate. And
Oh, okay.
I can sense that, and then it just brings to my mind that I do say a lot of things absent-mindedly, and some of the comments I did make, they are ignorant, but I was just being funny. Like I said, I woke up that day in a silly mood. It wasn't to be racist or to just be labeling them by their tribe or whatever. That they are actually those things. I'm not like making it up. So somebody said to me, "Oh, why did you call him the white dude? You're definitely racist." So I'm just like, "Listen, I'm not here to be politically correct. Okay?"
Yeah, because if you call somebody a white dude and they're a white dude, I'm not sure what you say.
I'm racist. If
I'm
I call somebody a black dude, it'd be racist. This is in GLT, by the way. She's like, "If I called somebody a black dude, it'd be racist, right?" I'm just
Well,
like, if he
GLT, yeah, GLT is a whole different breed. Let's not even talk about when I posted the Chris Brown picture. Let's not even talk about GLT and that. They are definitely different when it comes to that. Somebody said, and says they're too sensitive. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about the white dude, Randy. Randy, you met him in what country was that?
in Panama.
In Panama. And so apparently when Tai posted Randy, apparently a lot of other people knew Randy as well. So I thought that was super hilarious.
Randy is definitely what they call the Tinder thought for sure.
Oh, okay. So that's what it was. He uses Tinder. That's what it was. He uses Tinder, and Tinder, sometimes, you end up with the same people. So I think the person was talking about, um, I think the person said that she matched with him on Tinder, but then she denied it. And then he also matched with her friend on Tinder. But Randy seems to be taking everything well. He seems to be cool about everything.
Well, like I said, this is a recycled post. All these guys seen me make this post before. I just bought it back.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
Last,
so these are not any. None of this stuff is new. Then this is
yeah, no,
all.
I added a couple of, from 2020. So I added a couple,
Okay. Oh
but
yeah, because somebody um somebody wrote COVID, and I was like, this was definitely not during COVID because
well,
I
one of them was definitely during COVID though.
okay, but one out of, but basically I think from the post it was an inference that, oh, she was with these people like last year, and so it's like, oh, she's spreading COVID. I'm like, guys, that's not really true. But to defend you on every post will be a lot because
Oh,
because right, because you're like in so many travel groups, and so it's like, okay, like they're saying kind of like the same stuff. So the Randy story was funny. No, but tell us about the other story. What was the other? Was that Tanzania or Kenya?
let me
Where
my favorite ones, because the tea is
okay.
hot, it's active, and it's interactive right now. Like you go on the page, it's active. Okay, so I had
Oh
this
no,
and
okay. Are you about to talk about the one that supposedly scam people?
yes.
Okay, yeah, talk about him because I seen somebody wrote and I was like, whoa, okay.
Oh, I just love the drama so much. It just makes me burst. So when I seen that, I was like, "Oh my god, is this happening for on my thing like right now?" So apparently, my driver, Amin, who was on the post, I just let everybody know, like, yeah, he was very handsome. He was my driver, but he's married, so I had to fall back, right? So many girls commenting, wow, he's so handsome, he's fine, he's so sexy, blah, 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 he's so strong, look at him. And the people loved Amin. I haven't spoken to him since I left Ghana. He calls me that night. I guess Sam gave him my number. He calls me that night, and we just caught up on the phone for like a good hour. He tells me that it didn't work out with his wife, and we just, he was telling me why it didn't work out with his wife, and that he's single now. So let the ladies in the post know that he's now single, and make sure I tag him in it.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. I'll give the man what he wants. I posted a recently updated picture of him and said, ladies, my guy is single. He said he's getting divorced. So he's available. A few hours later, well, did you know that the U.S. Marshals are about to arrest him and he was in jail 2 nights ago? And I was like,
The
huh?
U.S. Marshals. Okay, that's deep.
She said U.S. something. I just made Marshals up because I couldn't remember the term. But something bad is coming to extradite him to the US on some charges, because oh my god, this man, he married this lady. She's a good-looking lady. She went to law school. She's from Detroit, and she hasn't had luck in relationships. Not like she doesn't find good men. She finds good men. It just doesn't work out. So she decided, hey, let me go to Africa. And she works there. She has orphanages there. She's doing great, amazing things there. So why not be open to love there if it's not going the way she wants it in the US? So Amin is who woo her, and he won. He got her. He he got married. They got married, and she thought it was gonna be her happy ever after. But boy, was she wrong. And she said from the moment they started, like from the moment they got married, he's been disrespectful, and she keeps giving him chances, and the family begs on his behalf, and she feels like backed into a corner, so she forgives him. Long story short, this is how she knows that he's a romance scammer and a con artist. Because originally I was just like, I don't feel bad for anybody who goes to Africa, falls in love with a broke man, spends their whole life savings on them, and now they're calling it a scam. You wanted that, you wanted big dick in Africa? You got it. So scam where? You knew he was broke. You wanted to take care of him. You wanted to dick that bad. Remember. So
Or
I don't.
Ty, or they wanted love.
All right, whether you was in love, whether dick aside, whether she was in love, you knew he was broke and poor, and you knew you were supporting him. And I'm not talking about Amin and the lady. I mean, generally speaking, I don't quite feel bad because, especially for the ones who are getting romance scammed online who never FaceTime. I just cannot feel bad.
No, yeah, that's a whole different thing. So okay, so let's pause this story a little bit because we done got sidetracked to talk about
There's the
love abroad. Love
there,
abroad, okay? So love abroad is very interesting. So if you guys don't know, I did a series. Speaking of Ghana, I did series on love abroad. And so I started this series about people who met people in Ghana from America. These are women and fell in love, either got married, engaged, or whatever the case is. So let me know, what do you guys think about love abroad? I'm a proponent of love abroad, but with any love situation, I don't care whether it's in Ghana or America, you have to be careful. Is there any way to know to be careful? It's a very tricky situation because, again, if you are dating, let's say Ghana, if you're dating somebody from Ghana and you're here and they're there, how do you really know the person? So you're ultimately taking a chance on love, especially being apart, right? So I guess obviously it would be better if you guys could be in the same place. But when you talk about visas, like, guys cannot just come over to America just because you say I want to date them, and I was in Ghana for 2 weeks and I met this guy. Now I'm back at home. Like, he can't just come here. Like, the only way he's coming here is if y'all doing a 90-day fiance or if you're getting married to him. Now, the opposite would be you going to live to Ghana, but do you want to uproot your life where maybe you're making your money to go to Ghana? So you may have these situations where, when you talk about being broke, we also have to look at, I guess, where you live at. So let's say, Ty, you still live in New York. I live in California. Those are two of the most expensive places in the world, right? So compared to, like, let's say Louisiana, there, when we talk about broke, they could be broke in the sense that I make more money than them in California. But when you look at their cost of living, it kind of levels out. But it would be an extreme measure if I make $30 an hour in LA and he makes, $1,000 a month, right? You know what I'm saying? So you do have these extreme differences when you talk about being broke from other places. So it's really kind of a toss up. So do I feel bad about people getting scammed? Absolutely. I feel bad about people being scammed just in general, but you do have to be careful. If you are spending all of your money on this man, if your paycheck is going to a man in Ghana, it would be the equivalent of you paying for a broke dude that's sitting on your couch in America, right? So I
this
feel like we have to be careful about who we're dating. And I think when you talk about international love, they move very quickly. Okay, they're saying I love you the second day they see you, like, whoa, dude, you don't love me, you don't even know me. But that's how they respond. Whereas in America, you can barely get the guy to say I love you, or y'all engaged for 5 years before. You know what I'm saying? So the way that they come at you is very different. But I do think you have to be careful. And obviously, when it comes to money, if you're always spending money, my grandmother's sick in the hospital, can you send your money? Oh, I want to go to school fees. Like, then those are the things where I'm like, okay, what were you doing before I got here? How was you taking
so
care of grandma? How was you paying your school
this is
fees? Like,
with every single romance scam in the book. The mother needed surgery for her eye. The funeral of the cousin. Just all the stuff that you hear when you hear about romance scams. And I said, sis, you never Googled this? This is common romance scam stuff. And she told me, she's like, no, like, she's a Muslim woman, and she just believes that she was meeting a good Muslim righteous man, and romance scam is not something that she was thinking. And that,
Yeah, you have to be open and okay, so that's one side of the coin. But then you have guys where you have women who meet people from Africa and it's not a scam. So although that term green card comes up a lot, you got to remember everybody's not out for a green card, but there are some that is, especially that's what they're doing. So when she's talking about the U.S. Marshals or whatever, apparently he must have scammed her out of a lot of money. I'm
no,
assuming.
no, no, this is where it gets good, girl. This is where it gets good. So he didn't scam her out of that much money, but he was wiring money into her bank account. So what he was doing is, one day, I guess he accidentally, or he sent a check or cashier's check, whatever, to her home, and told her, hey, when you're coming to Ghana next week or whatever, you bring this with you. And this is from my cousin whose sister, there's always a sister who's not in town who needs help with the check and the money, right? So she said okay, but her spirit told her something was wrong. So she called the number on the check, and she asked the dude, like, the dude's name is Jonathan, and she asked, hey, how do you know Suzette? And Suzette is who the check was addressed to. So, all these, nothing is adding up to her. So who the hell's Suzette? Who are you? And he tells her, like, yeah, I've been talking to Suzette online, and I've been sending her money and blah blah blah. She's a girl who's working in a missionary in Ghana, etc., etc. So the lady, she warns the guy and says, hey, listen, this is not easy to say it, but I think my husband might be scamming you, and it's a man, and you're not speaking to a girl. And she sends him back his money.
Okay, so it got intercepted in another way.
Hmm. But now this guy, Jonathan, is just so in love with Suzette, he doesn't believe the lady, and finds other
Okay,
means
here we go.
to
I'll clean it. Keep going, Ty.
okay, so he finds other
No,
means to send the
no,
money
I'll clean it. Matt, let me clean it.
to the guy. But long story short, the guy has been, that same guy, Jonathan, has had over $50,000. He spent at least $50,000 on this woman, Suzette, who we're now finding out is Amin and his romance scam network. This other Ghanaian guy who's also married to an American woman who also scammed his American wife. And they're all on my post right now.
Oh, so this is a whole ring. Oh, this is why the U.S. Marshals are going out. This is not. Oh, okay. So this is not like a one time. Okay. Yeah, this is getting deep. Hey, Elvo. Elvo says he loves both of us. We love you back.
Elbow,
um,
elbow.
no, yeah, that's taking it to a whole nother level. So at this point, you still don't feel bad for her? Like he's running a whole.
No, this is before I knew it was her, and I wasn't directing my comment to her or about her situation. Just generally speaking, these old white people, or generally speaking, if you're looking for love in a developing country with somebody who's not financially as well off as you, and you're supporting them, do so, more mindfully, because
Wait, was this a white lady or a black lady?
no, she's a sister, but he didn't take her for all that bread. He gotta.
Well, what comes around goes around. Somebody asked if you were in Texas because your lights are out. No, Elvo, she's in Florida.
Oh,
Uh,
all right. Right.
So Anastasia says scams with Ghanaians. I am so shocked. Anastasia, is that sarcastic or are you serious? Because scams I think happen all over the world. But again, I think I want us to notice that scams happen in America. How many people do you know are with a broke dude right now in America?
What
Like
about
he ain't got no job, he ain't doing nothing. I was gonna say he's smoking weed, sitting on the couch. But my point is like how many of us, I guess I don't want us to just think that this is only something that happens in Africa. This happens
no,
all over the world.
the difference is when you got a broke nigga sitting on your couch smoking weed and playing video games all day, you can say, "Fuck you, bum, get the fuck out." But let's say it's an African, he scared me out of a green card, literally. So it's always gonna be Um, if you're an immigrant, no matter where you're from, it's not even where you're from. You get with an American girl and things go left, she's gonna call you a scammer, even if you didn't scam her. But not saying that you aren't a scammer. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so Anastasia said, "No, I'm serious. I didn't look at Ghanaians being that way." Oh, Anastasia, they are very sweet. I love Ghana. I go to Ghana all the time. But you're gonna get a scammer everywhere. Like, and I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. It's not exclusive to America, not exclusive to Ghana, not exclusive to Europe. Like, they're everywhere now. So I think when you talk about dating these people, you have to be careful in either way that you go. So I do feel sorry for anybody that's involved. I do think that we have to be a little bit smarter about how we do things and our interaction with people. And when it comes to money, like, I understand we want to help people out, but I think that you just have to be careful. You have to be mindful. Like, yeah, I think all of those things you have to be really, really careful. Okay, Ty, you can, if you have anything else to say on this story, or we can talk about another one. Which one
Yeah,
do you talk about next?
to move on.
Who do you want to talk about next?
Um, who else? I mean, whatever the people want.
Is there anybody that wants to talk about anything in particular? I can't remember all of the people that you posted.
Oh,
Um,
about the Maasai warrior.
oh yeah, talk about that because you said that you got married. Yeah, people were concerned about that too. So tell us about you supposedly getting married with the Maasai warriors. Go ahead.
Well, I stayed in Masamara. I went on safari in Kenya. At the lodge that I was at, it was guarded by young Maasai men, boys, like boys to men, and they were there to make sure like no lions or elephants or nothing like crept up on my hut or thing, my little glamping area that night. So, but at dinner we had a chance to like interact with all of the Maasai guards, and when I was there, I was just talking to them. We were having a great time. Actually, on live the whole time, so Facebook gets to experience a lot of things with me in live action. So, just asking questions about their upbringing and stuff, and just telling them about me. And I just so happened to ask, like, hey, is there any weddings going on, like, in your village this weekend? Because like it would like be a dream for me to have like go to a Maasai wedding. And he, no, unfortunately not, but if you want, we can show you how it's done, like we'll do that for you. And that was with Dixon, and I was just like, yeah, cool, show me how it's done. So we did a fake little Maasai wedding ceremony.
Yeah, Ty. I think people had an issue with that because when you talk about exploiting people, I think they definitely thought you were exploiting that. Especially when we talk about marriage, we think of it as being sacred and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's where it was coming from, where people didn't like it. But tell us about your local experiences because I think I like to travel and experience local things. So the fact that you got to experience something like being with the Maasai people, I'm planning to go to Kenya and Tanzania, so I definitely want to do something like that. So, because most people think that you're traveling just to go spend time with these men, but let them know that you are traveling for experiences, correct?
Right.
Or are you traveling for the men? I don't know.
No,
Let us know.
I am absolutely not traveling for men in the slightest. What I am doing, if I am traveling for men, is using my good looks and charm to get free tours, and that's really, it's not like I'm going out there to meet men. No, I'm just trying to do as much as possible for the low. And when you meet locals and meet friends there, then it's possible. So that's why I use couchsurfing. I know there was a big thing like, oh, she's broke. How is she? She just books flights and goes and sleeps with men from couch surfing. Like, no, that's not actually how I utilize couch. I do stay in hostels every time I travel solo. I utilize couch surfing prior to travel in case it's something like, let's say I'm going to Ghana and I'm looking for a hair braider. I would hop couch surfing and make some connections with locals there, make some friends on the ground, ask them, hey, do you know any hair? You know, where I can get this dress tailor made, and I make connections couch surfing. I have actually to this date never actually utilize couch surfing to sleep on somebody's couch.
So, Ty, tell us what couch surfing is, because people probably don't know what that is.
So Couchsurfing is a website for international travelers that want to travel for free. And there are people who want to welcome you into their home, and you can stay in their home. Now, they may not have another bedroom and you might be crashing on the couch, but you also might be in somebody's mansion. You know, they have so many, you might be in somebody's tent. You know, you can, there's so many different kinds of couch surfers and couch surfing experiences that are pretty dope. So you just make connections with locals that allow you to stay in their home for free. And that's all it is to couch surfing. And it's a great, and it's an amazing resource. I met amazing people on there, and that's how I met the Nigerian in Ghana, because I was looking for a hair braider and for somebody to show me around, and he was very eager to help me out.
Okay, so Sunny says I need a how-to guide on how to use Charm for the free tours. So actually, Couchsurfing is a free service. Like, you literally go on, sign up, and Couchsurfing is literally, if I have a 1-bedroom, I'm gonna give you my couch to sleep on, and so I may give you the free tours as well. Another good way, Sunny, to get a free tour is to use Tinder. So a lot of people think Tinder is a way to hook up, and I'm not saying that it's not, because people actually do hook up on that site, but it's a great way. It's a great way to get a tour. And so there is, it called Passport something, because during the pandemic they actually let it open up for free. What is it called?
I thought I was gonna say Global Passport, but I think that's something else.
It's something where basically I can open up the Tinder spot. So if I'm traveling to Panama, I can already get my dates lined up or my tours. So you don't have to sleep with these guys, but they're a great way to see the city, because if I live in Panama, I mean, if I'm a tourist, I don't know what's going on, but I like to see the local stuff. So you hit them up. They're like, hey, you want to go to coffee? That's a free tour right there. And a lot of them are very gracious. I didn't do, it wasn't Tinder, but when I was in Spain, I had put a post out. Oh, another way is a Facebook group, and see who lives there, and they'll give you a tour too. I was in a Facebook group. I met, speaking of Ghana, I met this Ghanaian guy, and we just hung out for the night. Like, we went to like this Jamaican restaurant. So I was like, an American meets a Ghanaian. We go eat Jamaican, and we have a good time. So I feel like that's a good way. I feel like that's a very great way to meet people and to go see the city. Now, when you talk about, and I was a solo traveler, so when I'm solo traveling, I'm like, who do I call to make sure that I'm okay? I call my mama, like, hey, mama, if something happened, I'm with this guy, like, here's his picture. Or you can tell the hostel that you're at, like, hey, I'm going out with this guy. This is what he looks like. If I don't be back in 2 or 3 hours or whatever the case is, then, you know, put a PBS out for, is it PBS? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, put out an alert for me if something goes on. So that is another way to get a free tour of Sunny. So there's so many different ways to do that.
Okay, and another way that's proof that I do not sleep with all these men is about 95% of the time that I'm solo traveling, I am definitely staying in a hostel. So in a hostel, it's not like strange men back.
Right. So if you guys don't, if I made 2 videos, which I need to put these links down. I made 2 recent videos on YouTube about hostels in Mexico. So what she's saying is, if you have a 4-bedroom, you're not allowed to bring other people back. So she's saying that's how you know she's not sleeping with people, because that's where her room is. Now, Ty could go with these people, right? But if they're trying to come back to her place, she's not there with them.
I don't really like go with people to their crib. I don't play like that.
And as a solo traveler, again, you have to be careful. Like, I feel like I'm a bit more, what do you call, I was about to say loose. That sounds bad. I'm not loose when I travel, but I feel like I was in San Francisco. If you guys don't know, I'm staying in San Francisco for a couple months, and like I'm like walking down the street and I'm like turning my back the whole time, making sure that nobody's behind me. versus when I travel, I'm a bit more like open. I'm like, hey, how are you? What's going on tonight? I too have met guys like out, and I'm like, hey, come back and pick me up from the room so we can go hang out tonight. So when I say loose, it means like I'm just a bit more freer and not as like, oh my God, keep myself guarded. But that's just the fun of it all. And thank God, knock on wood, that nothing has ever happened to me, because I feel like I do it quite often. So you still have to be careful, but these are some of the things that I do as a solo traveler, just like Tai.
Do you have a hostel
Do I have
bestie? Like, you pick a girl, that's your girl, and hey, like, yo, I'm gonna go with this guy. Like, we're about to do this, or because I tell my mom, I always tell hotel staff, but I make sure that I got somebody on the grounds that I feel like maybe I can trust. It's usually somebody in my bedroom.
You know what? That's a good idea. I've actually never done that, because when I was at the hostel in Bacalar, I went off, but he was my roommate though. We went out for tacos. Now the girl knew that we were going, but I ain't know him but for like 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, it's dark, it's raining, anything could have happened. But I guess thank God nothing has ever happened. But I've never actually like told any of the hostel mates like, hey, this is where I'm going. The good thing is if you have an iPhone, there is something called Find Your Phone or something like that, and you can send people alerts when you're Uber. If you're traveling in
I
Uber,
I
you can.
get location on, so my mom and my best friend and they always see my location where I'm at all times.
Right, yeah. So I feel like it shouldn't, especially if you're going out on a date. I feel like you definitely should have one trusted friend. I don't care if it's in America or if it's there. But Tai, I think that's a good idea to have a trusted friend, obviously at the hostel. I think that's good. So, or just tell the hostel staff like, hey, this is where I'm going, so
Yeah,
if anything does go down, somebody could come for you.
sometimes the hostel staff changes, but my roommate, if I tell her, hey, listen, if I'm not back by 1 a.m., call my phone. Also, I get that aspect, like I could tell somebody at the front desk at 5 p.m., hey, listen, I'm going with this person. So they might make a mental note, but if shift changes at 1 o'clock and I'm not in by like 1 a.m. and the person doesn't know that, that's a red flag. And I'm not out past midnight or 11 really, but if I'm not in by 1 a.m., that's definitely a red flag. So I definitely always let my roommate know if I am going out somewhere. Somebody knows where I'm going, and definitely I should be back by a certain time. And give me a call, or I'll give them a call at a certain time so they know that I'm okay, or shoot them a text on WhatsApp. So that's definitely a way that I let somebody in on my whereabouts. But I pick my person wisely. I'm not also the type of person to tell anybody like where I'm staying. Like, if I meet somebody on the street, I will never say, hey, I'm staying at this hostel. I'll always pick like a public location like the Malecon or the main plaza, or just one of the main tourist attractions in the main area, and I'll meet them there, hang out with them there, and from then on, if we have and we're going to be doing something, I always let somebody up.
Yeah, you definitely have to let somebody know about it. So somebody like Angel Official says, how do you find the time and shout out to like Angel Official. She's been rocking with us from the beginning. We've been on for an hour. But she says, how do you find the time to travel, and what are suggestions for those who want to travel more? So I think I'm gonna answer that question. I'll let Tai answer it. I think for me, I think the key to I haven't had a job. So obviously when you don't work a 9 to 5, it's easier to travel as much as you want. I've also talked about volunteering abroad. So even if I wasn't working, it still allowed me to travel because I was essentially able to travel for free. But if you do have a 9 to 5 job, you take your 2 weeks off. But what I would do is like around Thanksgiving, since we get those 2 extra days, I'm going to take my 10-day vacation around that time because that gives me extra days. But obviously, I've been able to travel more when I don't have the 9 to 5. Because last year I was in Mexico for a total, I went twice for a total of 2 weeks at a time. I wouldn't be able to do that if I had the 9 to 5. So I think finding the time to travel is if you're traveling on the weekend. I hate weekend trips because I like to be there longer. But if that's all you have, then you do what you got to do. So I think those are how you find ways to travel. And if you want to travel more, just book your ticket and go. Like it's really that simple of doing what you want to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it. So
Pretty. And for me, I started off as just a bartender, and my manager still travel. I'm the type of person when I like people are like before people knew me in the travel world, I was the person every day like, oh my god, you know that Spain, this, and then the next day, oh my god, Tanzania, this is what's there, and look at this picture, oh my god, I'm gonna go there, and so my managers are already sick of me. So in the office, it's like, all right, Ty, what days do you need off? So I never had an issue actually with any job in regards to travel and like any job I've ever had. They've always gave like if I want a month off, I got it. It's never been an issue. But what I did do is quit my job and I started doing tours on Airbnb, like Airbnb experience. So I've been able to monetize more than I was making bartending on there.
Yes, I think it all depends on your job too. Like you said, I've never bartended before, but I think the flexibility and the type of job that you do have. So let's say, for example, I'm on an assignment right now, and so it does allow me to travel to a different location. And this week we're off, so I technically could have hopped on a plane to go somewhere. So I think it depends on your type of job that you have, the time that you have. But I've worked a 9 to 5 as a social worker, and because we got a lot of overtime, I asked for a month off to go to Ghana. So I really just think it depends on the job and how you can rack up your time or how you save your time. So I was like, don't pay me the money, I want my time. And so I think that makes a difference too about what type of job that you have, but use your time wisely if that's your case about the job. And if you don't have a job, then you're free as a bird. Go and spend some time and just chill for a while. So I definitely recommend that. Okay, Ty. So do you want to talk about one more person? What one person do you want to talk about? Because like I said, she has 20 posts, y'all. We can't talk about all 20 of them. I think your story. I don't know if it were you in Tanzania with the you did the radio thing. Now that was interesting. I remember when you posted about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end it off with that one. And
Okay.
um that one was definitely an organic one. And I was on live the whole way through. Like from the moment I met him, going in his car, he gave me a ride back to my hostel and hung out at my hostel. And I stayed on live till my phone died. And when it died, I went and got my charger and stayed on live the whole entire time. So Facebook got to see the whole like relationship develop and unravel. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, he made me feel really good and he made me feel really special and I appreciate it because I don't think that like dating in America you're not going to get treated like that. That is not something I've ever experienced like being bathed from a bucket. But obviously we have indoor plumbing. So
That's funny being bathed from a bucket. So
we
if
have
y'all don't know what Ty is talking about, sometimes, not all the time, in Africa, sometimes the water is not always running as it should. So you have to take what they call a bird bath. But the water is, instead of coming out of a shower head, you're using it in a bucket. So Ty is saying that she got bathed in a bucket and that was super romantic, Ty.
it was so romantic.
That
And
is hilarious.
wasn't
So
like
not the bubble bath with the roses and
no.
all that kind of stuff. Ty is talking about a bucket bath was super romantic. That is funny. It's all
This
about the intimacy, right? That's funny.
right. It wasn't the candles and the hot steamy shower sex. It was non-sexual, pure, genuine love. And I felt
And I don't think we talk about intimacy enough. I don't think we talk about. I think people think sex is intimate, but intimacy doesn't have to just relate to sex. It could be spending time together. I think somebody washing you now. I don't know if I want a bucket bath, but I think somebody washing you is very intimate.
yes. It was definitely very intimate and he took my braids out and yeah, he had me
Oh,
feeling like
that's the best when they can take your hair out. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, he was a winner for me. And he fed me all the sweet lies I always ever wanted to hear. Like I've always wanted to hear such lies. They were so good. Like that, he is the top liar in the world. He's good.
Yeah,
So
because he ended up being married, right?
yes, he told me he didn't have kids and he wasn't married, and yeah, come to find out, his wife found me on Facebook, had the audacity to put that we're in a relationship on Facebook.
No, we didn't really need it right. Wait, so it was all romantic and sweet until you found out he had the wife, right? And the wife contacted you.
Thing, and I was like, even highly considering going back like ASAP.
Until you realize what was going on. Yeah, these guys are good. And somebody asked the question, like, do you feel like you get treated better abroad than you do in the States? So I don't know. I just think it's a different type of
A lot of
relationship.
people are saying, oh, the only reason she's getting treated like that is because she doesn't get treated good in the States because she's not cute. So of course she has to go travel for them to give her attention.
First of all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. First of all, so I feel like who's ever attracted to you, whether it's abroad or not, like that's your business. Like you don't have to go to the States. I mean, you don't have to go abroad to date somebody. You can clearly date in the States, but like, who cares? Nobody cares if a person's not your cup of tea. Keep it moving. But I just feel like people are mean on the internet and want to say stupid stuff because this has nothing to do with the way you look. Clearly, if you're able to even get all these guys, and I'm pretty sure people hit on you in the States too, so that's a null and void conversation. But whatever. I think the other question people want to know is because you're married, you're currently married right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does your husband feel about all of these stories?
I mean, he thinks it's crazy.
He's cool with everything.
I mean, he's processing everything.
So are you guys in a is it polyamorous, polygamous? I don't know the word. Are you
Um,
guys in that type of relationship?
I would definitely say we definitely are kind of married.
For my trip, that'd be nice. You're in some
But
type of.
yeah,
Okay, so I think that's the question that people always ask, or is very interested in when you say that you have a husband, but you have all these other stories going on as well.
there are periods of separation.
Wait, there's periods of separation between when you guys are apart from each other?
Um, Not in a part in a like along.
And I've said in a sense where
Like
what?
we're heading in divorce. Like we're heading straight towards divorce. Is what I mean by separation.
Oh, so you guys
So
were going to get a divorce?
yeah, it was going there. It was going
Oh,
there.
okay. So is it still headed that way or what?
No, it doesn't look that way.
So you guys okay, so you guys are trying to like work it out to get back together.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're still going to hang out with your guys when you travel abroad.
Only time will
And you have a trip coming up to where is your next trip at? Your next trip is in Senegal.
Yeah, headed there in May.
Where the sex tourism is high is usually with white women, though. Ty's a black woman. So is that why you're going there, or what are you going for?
No. I've always dreamed of going to Senegal. So I am so happy because, as a Haitian American, Senegalese culture is deeply rooted in Haitian culture. So I'm just excited to go there and see the similarities firsthand. And I have a lot of activities to do in Senegal, but the Gambia is actually the sex tourism capital of West Africa or Africa or something
Mm.
like that. So
Yeah. Oh, you definitely have to be careful about Gambia. I know a couple people that are married to Gambians that are no longer married to them. I ain't gonna say it's no scam stuff, but low key. Well, I ain't gonna say low key. Let me not say that. Okay, whatever. Okay, but Ty already knows. She's already up on game that these people can scam her, so she's going just to have fun. She's not specifically going for sex tourism to sleep
but
with guys.
I documented these white people having these experiences with these children and young black boys being with these
Oh
old
yeah.
white. I want to
Yeah,
see
now
it, and I want to
that's
talk.
taking it to a new level.
Right.
Yeah, we're not doing stuff like that.
No, no, no. But
But
I want to go. I want to talk to those guys and have them tell us, like, break it down for us. What is going on here? What is happening? And I just kind of want the tea from the source.
well, that'll be a definitely interesting conversation, or a conversation that's not a good conversation because, yeah, I don't know if people. Yeah, okay. So I have a couple comments. What country do you think find is more open to dating black women more than just sex? Anastasia says the hell with that. People in the states wish they could get out of here too, and she's right about the Gambia. Okay, so let's answer Sharice's question. Oh yeah, it's sickening to me when I read about the white man renting out the youngsters. Yeah, that's taking it to a whole nother level, and obviously is abuse. Anyway, what country do you think find is more open to dating black women? Um,
All of them.
yeah, I was about to say all of. I was going to say when I traveled, I have no problem finding guys that are attracted to me. Clearly, Ty doesn't either. I mean, I haven't really been to Europe, so I can't really say much about Europe. But being in different parts of Africa, being in the Caribbean, being in Cuba, all those type of places, never a shortage of men trying
Oh,
to talk to me.
one place that comes to mind that I was kind of disappointed in the experience there, Dubai. That
I
I
haven't been to Dubai, so I can't talk on Dubai,
I
but
thought I was gonna meet my oil king, and I was gonna meet a nice Emirati man, and
yeah,
I
those
thought,
were the rich men at. That's where you talking about broke. You go to Dubai where what's the cars? What's the cars they have driving around all the time out there?
girl, I
Um,
don't know.
Girl, I'm not into cars, but whatever the top line of cars is, you're gonna see that in Dubai. So yeah, that's where you need to meet your boo at. You need to meet
So I'm not doing
a
that.
rich man in Dubai.
Bag one in Dubai, so that was disappointing.
But I think Europe are open to black women. I just think everywhere is open to black women. I haven't really seen a place where they are not. Now, I have heard of people, black women being mistaken as prostitutes in Europe, but that's because there is black prostitutes, but there's prostitutes everywhere. But they still love black women. So I haven't really found a place where we're not accepted or anything like that. Yeah, Alexis or Beamer, yeah, those, yeah, y'all know the car names. But yeah, so if you've been to Dubai and you've had luck with love, let us know. And remember, it doesn't have to be a man from Dubai because I feel like there's not a lot of people actually from Dubai because it's a man-made city. I feel like people are coming in anyway, so you may meet another guy out there. But definitely, I feel like if you're open to dating abroad, you definitely will have the opportunity. I think a lot of people may be scared. I feel like just go with the flow. Like you can have fun on vacation and let it, leave the relationship there, or you can have the relationship continue. But I think you have to be open if that's something that you want to do. And I feel like vacation is vacation. You're on vacation for 5 days, for 10 days, have fun and move on about your business. Like, I think people make it more difficult than it really is.
Agreed.
Okay, so we've been on here for quite a while. So let us know if you want a part two of this one. And then two, because we didn't get to half of the stories. And then two, do you have any other more questions for Ty before we get off tonight? Any other questions? I know you guys seen the post. She has how many followers do you have now on your page from this
Like
post?
23,000.
23,000 people from this particular post. And again, the comments are ranging to she's a hoe, to we love her, she's living her best life, to is she spreading COVID, make sure she's not she doesn't have an STD. So the comments are like all over the place.
Let's not forget the spirit of Jezebel.
Oh, the spirit of Jezebel, yeah. So, but the thing about with this whole internet fame thing is you have to be ready for the comments, okay? I haven't gone viral like Ty has. I've gone like miniature viral in my Facebook groups compared to what Ty is going through right now. But you have to be okay because people are going to say all kinds of craziness. Okay. So if you want to go viral, just know what comes with being viral. People are definitely going to assume certain things about you. Now, Ty never said that she didn't sleep with any of the men. She's just simply saying that she hasn't slept with all of them, right? So I think that needs to be pointed out. People say, Ty, these people want to travel with you. We talked about this the other night. Do you prefer to solo travel or do you want to take all these people along with you? Because if you take all these people along with you, we may not get the stories that we get with
Listen,
all these extra
nine
people.
times out of 10, I take y'all somewhere you're not going to me anymore. So I prefer to travel solo because I do my own thing and I definitely march to the beat of my own drum. And people do not like that. People are very needy and want you to be attached to them at the hip the whole time. And obviously, I definitely appreciate alone time. So, yeah, I just like to avoid problems and sleeping in and doing what I want when I feel like it. I prefer solo travel.
Yes, I love both. I do group trips, so clearly I don't mind traveling with people. And but I do love a good solo trip because again, you cannot do what you want to do when you have three or four other people. And like you said, if you so tell me really quickly on your group trips, have you guys I did another and I should be dropping these articles as I'm talking because I feel like you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but I wrote an article about different, it was like 10 different women that you may travel, and one of them was the whole traveler. And that basically is that person who, if she find a dude wherever she's at, she's gonna leave the group and be like, peace, I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? So 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 Ty is that person. So if you're cool with her leaving the group for whoever she meet while she's down there, you're gonna have to be cool with her. You're gonna be mad at Ty. So I
Yeah.
was telling Ty the other night, like maybe she should just go solo because it ain't working out with these other females that she travels with. But as a solo traveler, I don't mind if Ty were to go out and do her own thing because I'm probably going out to do my own thing too. So we will be cool. I told Ty we can't travel together because Ty likes to smoke and I don't smoke. So Ty may be looking for the weed man, and I'm like, Ty, I gotta go do something else. So you have to realize what people likes and what dislikes are to see if you guys are good travel buddies. Because Ty's life seems very interesting right now when you guys are reading her stories, but it may not be that interesting when you're traveling with her, unless her friend has a friend, then it may work out. But it's if you even are into that stuff. Like Ty may be trying to smoke and hang out with a guy, and you may be trying to do an excursion, so you're gonna be mad at Ty. So again, I think you have to treat it like a job when you're traveling. People be like, do you snore? Do you want to do excursions? Do you want to sleep in? Like, what is it that you want? And then we determine if we can go together. And if we don't even check off some of those boxes, it may be like, okay, I'm gonna look at you from a distance. I'm gonna read your story about your 25 men from afar, but I'm gonna do my own thing. So you got to be careful about that. Somebody said, how long is your Senegal trip? How long is the Senegal trip?
I believe it's going to be 10 days or 11 days, something of the sort. We're going to be doing like 5 days in Senegal and like another 5 days in the Gambia, but a day traveling. So yeah, 11 days.
Okay, so 11 days is the trip, Anastasia. So I'm pretty sure you can reach out to her.
The,
I'm sure
the
it says
May 6th to May 15th. And I'm sorry guys, you can join the group Air CNB on Facebook, and that's the group coordinator for my trip. So you
okay,
got
so Ty's in Facebook jail right now. She's in Facebook jail because of this post here. So we'll have to drop the link another way. But Cherie says, I like group trips with solo time built in. Yeah, when I do my group trips, I actually have it packed because I think that's probably how I like to travel. So I don't really think I have a lot of downtime in my trips. But I think
I
that's
included a lot of downtime just to avoid problems. I actually organized the whole trip.
See,
So, but
I guess for me, if I'm paying, X amount of money, I'm not paying to sit around. So again, when you're looking at group trips, you have to look at the I can't talk. You have to look at the itinerary to see like if you want something that's always packed or if you want that solo time. So make sure before you're booking those trips that you do. No, it's air C SCA and then BE. So not the letters, but the actual word. Cecilia says, "Why are you in jail?" She's in jail because it's Poe, but we can't really go into that. But just know that she's in jail, and you're in jail for 30 days, Ty.
30 days.
Oh my God, Ty, this is the worst time to be in jail. Like, I was wondering why you weren't responding to people, but now we know why. Okay, so we'll try to put these links down in there to these pages so you guys can see them because I do. Oh, and while we're on here, shameless plug about me too. Can y'all please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe? Actually, we're streaming this now to Facebook and YouTube, so go check out the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Also, Ty has a book called
And in the World Schoolers, which is a children's book. So totally unrelated, but I need the income. So if you guys want the Globetrotter book to come out, you better go buy the kids' book for your kids.
Right, go buy the kids' book. It is not what we're talking about tonight. It's kid friendly. But she wants to produce another book, and I'm actually in the process of producing a book, and I want you to buy my book too. It's a coloring activity book. So we're working on that now. I'm super excited. I just got the cover done, so I'm excited to show you guys that. But yeah, these are shameless plugs for us. We're giving you free information. We're having a good time. Go and support these people that are giving you good information, free information on how to do things. Yeah, we were talking about being a globetrotter, but we were also giving you tips and hacks on how to travel solo too. I'm thinking that's what I need to do a YouTube channel about. I've been writing about Mexico for the last couple of videos, but I'm thinking I just need to do a thing on solo travel, or I guess safe ways to date while you're on solo traveling.
I think route I have to go like tomorrow. Like right now, it's just content. Like guys, the Confessions of a Globetrotter will be out in less than a month. And it's coming, guys. It's coming. I didn't realize I was going this viral, and if I knew, I would have definitely had this project completed.
So. Right? No, yeah, you should have waited till you had the book, so then you just drop the link and be like, "Hey, purchase this book." But
wasn't going to be out anytime soon. But what I'm going to do.
Ebook, the good thing is the side hustle. The good thing about an ebook is very easy to produce. It doesn't have to be like the children's book. It can be something very quickly that you put together. But I had talked to somebody else about this too before, because people liked it, the love stories abroad. I was like, would y'all like these type of stories abroad? But I would have to do it anonymously because, yeah. So check those things out. Check her book out. Ty, you're probably gonna have to send me the link so I can post the link on here, because they're probably not gonna know how to purchase it, but it's on Amazon. And like I said, look out for my book that will be coming out as well. And yeah, so any last questions, because we're approaching an hour and a half. Like I said, somebody said they wanted a part 2 because they missed it. So Ty, we may have to come back and do this again. We may have to let people know that we're doing it so that people can show up and actually watch us. And since you're in Facebook jail, this is a great way to still get the story out while talking about it. So if we do a part 2, you guys have to tune in and let other people know. But and have your questions ready. We didn't have as many questions as I thought they were just gonna come for you, Ty. I thought they was gonna have all kind of questions for you. But this crowd was actually pretty good. So we didn't get all of your haters on here, which is probably a good thing, right?
Flatback game strong. So I'm
right. She has time. Okay, she has time. Okay, thank you, Cecilia. Cecilia actually posted your link. Thank you, Cecilia. I appreciate it. And then Anastasia said, "Oh, how about a 30-day check-in?" Yeah, we'll check in at 30 days, but this is hot tea right now. 30 days. You know, in the the internet world, stuff goes viral and then you won't hear about it again. So you gotta keep the tea hot like while it's hot.
An agent. I said right now I'm trying to work on getting a publicist, an agent. I'm trying to milk this thing. I'm trying to be on whatever people are saying. I'm fat. I don't look good. All right, get me on the makeover reality show. Get me on the plastic surgery reality show. Put me on Dr. Phil. Put me somewhere. Get me some exposure. Get me some coins, because the whole shit aside, my story is amazing. And it's unfortunate that it has to be some whole shit that gives me exposure. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to share some of the things that I've done. And I'm hoping that it's not overlooked or nobody cares, because that seems to be the case. Nobody cares.
Listen, Ty, if Gorilla Glue can go viral, I mean, hey, why not? I feel like if she can get exposure, get money, get deals, like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Like, it is what
So
it is.
I've been in contact with a few. So we'll see what happens to me within the next 30 days. So I think a 30-day check-in is perfect.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but we still may have to do
But
one.
but if I blow up, then I'm gonna just give you the number to my agent. Call my people. You know.
Ty, I'm not going through your agent. I'm going straight through you. So you better answer your Facebook Messenger. I'm like, Ty, where you at? We need to do an interview. I'm not going through your agent. I'm not doing nothing. I was there for you when you were at this stage. So you're gonna have to look out for me, because I need content, and content. This is content. This is gold right here. Even when I met Chris Brown, people were coming in for me. They're like, I must have issues and all this kind of stuff because I keep posting about it. And I'm like, yo, this is content. Help me get monetized on YouTube. Like, I don't care what y'all got to say. Go watch the YouTube channel and move on. Like, it is what it is. So I totally feel you about seizing stuff in the moment. You have to do that. So I'm down for it. Okay, any last questions before we get off? Because I didn't ask any last questions for a long time, and we will stay on here. And again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I love when y'all tune in. Y'all always are super, super supportive. Y'all rock with us from the beginning to the end. I don't think that I'm that entertaining. Clearly, y'all think Ty is entertaining though. But no, y'all rock with me even when I don't have Ty on here. Y'all rock with me for the whole time, and I really, really appreciate that. So again, if you have any questions, either put them down below. We can answer them later, or like I said, we'll do something again, because I think people really wanted to know more about you. They wanted to follow you, all those different things. So I think this was a good talk, and we shall do it again soon. I'll just hit you up and be like, Ty, you up? You ready to go? Because I know it's kind of late out there. Yeah, Cecilia said Cecilia, I was very close to you the last time. We just didn't meet up. But Cecilia said we need to come out there and meet her. But again, this was great. You can follow her on her page. Ty, what is your Instagram? You can tell them what your Instagram is. They can follow you there.
Cecilia, what?
What's your Instagram?
No. Who are you talking? You talking about me? What's my Instagram?
Yeah. So they can follow you.
My Instagram is at Trips with Ty. Trips, TRIPSWITHTAI.
Okay, at Trips with Ty, you can follow me on Sweet Tiffies on Instagram. So go ahead and follow us both. And is there anything else, Ty, you want to say before we get off?
Just a quick shout out to my life partners, Darius, and India, and yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right. Well, this was good, y'all. I want you guys to have a good night. Have a good weekend. We didn't even talk about Thankful Thursdays, but I'm thankful. I didn't have to work today. That's what I'm thankful for. Ty, what are you thankful for?
I'm definitely grateful and thankful for this opportunity to be on your live and to speak about it. And I'm grateful and thankful that I went viral, because opportunities I that await.
Yes, shout out to going viral. I think I go viral once a year, Ty.
Yeah, you're so famous. I just happen to get lucky. Like I said,
I need to go viral in some other spaces, like the Shade Room or something. That's where we really need to go viral at. But until then, we'll take what we have. But somebody said they're coming on late. Yeah, you can watch the replay. I'm sorry, but we've already been on here for so long. So watch the replay or just check it out. I do apologize in advance because I didn't know I was gonna have Ty on. I would have liked to announce it so that we could have more people on, but it was just kind of a last minute thing. So again, thank y'all again for coming on tonight. And I think that's it. I think we're gonna shut it down, Ty. We're gonna shut it down. Okay.
hi everybody.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.